And we are live right now. I think. I thinks we are live. Are we alive? There we go. And we're back. Hey, first. There. You rock, man. And second, you guys can check out the first and second channel. Because that's my friend Elias Valhatla. J'ai un autre vidéo, man. Yes, sir, man. Dans Mange la musique, toi aussi, hein? C'est le fun, hein? Who else is here? We have Celine Loves Light. Thanks. Good evening to you too. Thanks for coming back, you guys. Pat, how's it going, man? That damn Trudeau, man. We need a new prime minister. That's what we need is a new prime minister. Whether it be Pierre Poilievre or honestly, by this point, you bring back Harper for all I care. I'm telling you, we need a change in Canada and some many other countries, but the changes are coming. We're seeing a lot of changes happening, I guess. Slowly, but surely. Lots of new information coming up with the solar system, right? Whether it be real or not, like we know. I mean, I get it. They'll tell us things. We got to find out whether it's real or not. And that's how it is now. I can't even just turn around and say, well, NASA said, well, in reality, I'm repeating what they say. Scientists are saying now that the sun is possibly just maybe not a sun-like star and more like just a regular star. Whew. That regular star sure is affecting our weather. So what that's going to come to as a conclusion, I have no idea. But, looking in the space news, thanks for coming in, everyone. In the space news, there's a lot of satellite launches. Intelsat, Gate Smasher told us there was some rockets that went up. Yes, there's some satellites. Again, supposedly they want to send up there. They sent up so many spy satellites too. A lot of spy satellites actually throughout maybe 2 years, maybe even 3 years. India, the States, they all sent up their spy satellites. And of course, there's direct energy weapon satellites, DEW satellites, hypersonic satellites. When are they going to bring us? When are they going to bring that to the table? Hypersonic drones is already in the making, apparently. Boy, I am tired. I had a good night yesterday. For those that don't know, with Jeff Benoit Live. Turns out that he's English. He used to do radio too, and an interesting guy. He knows a lot about planes too. And once in a while, I will have him on, and soon have him on here. He's a good laugh too, and him and I together, it's a little bit of a sort of a very funny combination. So we'll see him on the show before summertime, that's for sure. Hey, Metaphysical Mike, thank you very much. Hey, bro, thanks a lot, man. Really starting to see through smoke and mirrors. Yeah, well, that is well said. Of this holographic world. Can't believe how distorted our beliefs are. Absolutely. And hey, thank you very much, man. Like, me too. Like, I'm learning, right? We're all learning together. And there's some things that, why does that keep going down? Am I hallucinating? There's some things that myself I believed, and it's not that we're naive, it's that does it really matter? Does anybody care what's out there in space when we have all these jobs, and kids, even though we love our kids and our jobs, but sometimes it gets to us, life, and we have no time to think outside of the box. But me, I always think outside of the box. But we don't really have to. If you're not even too bright, somebody can look up the information on Google. Everything's there. You don't know what something is, you can go look it up. If somebody is debating physics and two people debating physics, or one person that's been working in physics for 45, 50 years, and you'll get somebody who knows nothing about physics in 50 minutes to 30 minutes will go online and will be able to come back and counter, or suggest something to this guy who's been doing the work for 50 years, because everything's on Google. You can Google this, you can Google that. There's recipes for this, songwriting, techniques, of anything you want to develop and better yourself with, you could do it online. I use the devil's tool, the internet, right? Like the money, the internet, for me, it's all the devil. But there's lots of stuff you can learn on it, to better yourself. But people aren't using the internet to better themselves. They're using it to attack. They're using it to, but those are the bad people. There's not just bad people in this world. Hard to find the good ones, but there's not just bad people in this world. Pat, again, thanks for being here, brother. Motley MS Sport, thank you. And thanks for being members, my friends. We have, is it Kalen? I'm pronouncing that right. Resident, how's it going, my friend? We alive? Yes. And that's the most important part, is just being alive. We would not want to not be alive to see what's going on. Honestly, even though we call what we are seeing a shit show, excuse the expression, I'm really happy the past few years that I saw exactly the true colors of the government and exactly what they're afraid of themselves. Because the elites we've seen very recently, like now, they're taking a hell of a dive, right? And for those that know, well, Nuremberg 2.0 is inevitable, I would say. When? I don't know. UFO disclosure, that's what I want. Well, theblackvault.com, again, before coming on here, I went to see on theblackvault.com to see if there was anything else with the UFO reports, right? Like, it's bullcrap what they gave us over the years. Waited over 50 plus years since Roswell to get a public UFO report. But that was their plan, right? We'll make it public. We'll blotch everything out. And any question that's asked at a public hearing that we don't want to answer, we'll be able to answer it in private. So sometimes the information does come out, but it comes out to people that are inside of the government. And these people inside of the governments don't have YouTube channels where they turn around and make a YouTube channel and start saying, hey, look what I have. They should, because then we get a lot more information. Honestly, the leaks are always coming from the inside. The FBI from inside have leaked out things. The CIA have leaked out things. They leaked out MK Ultra from inside of the CIA because a person felt bad for a daughter and the mother that was getting experimented on, and said, hey, enough is enough. So at least once in a while, some people do these things, but they get caught, they lose their jobs, and probably even threatened or killed. Yes, I'm alive and alive. That's even better, Elias. Leah, how are you? Hope you guys are all well. Leah, I hope you're back to normal. The wrist going well, I hope. We got Lisa B that I Am Kai told us that she was getting an operation on her eyes, or surgery on her eyes. So she's going to be a little while probably not seeing us. So hopefully we will see her soon, or she's listening in. Hey, man, it was crazy. Here, too, they attacked the sky afterwards. And before it started, Pat, I don't know if you got hit hard, Pat. Before it started here, there was a lot of chemtrails, and it was excessive. It was excessively more than usual. And then what happened is we got the wind. Hey, that was really weird. It all started at the same time. Wind, and then the freezing rain. First rain, then it changed to freezing, but it started freezing fast. And only after about an hour, I started getting phone calls from people I know that were saying, hey, you got some trees down. And actually, yeah, the neighbors, wasn't much of a video, but I tried to show you, what was going on here on the 5th. Listen, the rolling thunder that I showed in the last video there, that really fascinates me, because when you see lightning strike twice, right? Like you see, you wait a little bit and you hear, right? It rolls. But the rolling thunder, like in the video there, it was a real quick flash of light, and then it would just rumble, 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 rumble. And I said, that didn't make very much sense. When in reality, the sound is usually from the lightning strike, because sound and the difference of the speed with the sound, right? Why does rolling thunder come from a quick flash of lightning? That didn't make any sense to me. That's like an eclipse. There's an eclipse coming, a total eclipse for North America. Pretty much everyone that's here is going to be able to see it. Parts of the states. I love it when they say parts of the states. Why not the whole world? The moon's big enough to create a shadow over a good part of Earth. And then you look up why an eclipse happens. Well, it's because the moon goes between Earth and the sun. Oh, isn't the moon always there? The moon doesn't shift. The moon is locked in synchronous rotation with Earth. And they're saying it's that the moon will be coming on by between Earth and the sun. Okay. I mean, I know a lot of people, probably most of you, probably all of you are going to laugh at me for saying that, or maybe it's just because I'm tired, but for me, it doesn't make any sense that an eclipse is caused because the moon travels between Earth and the sun. The moon is locked in synchronous rotation. It's like geostationary orbit. That means wherever the Earth turns, so does the moon. And a lot of people told me, well, the moon doesn't turn, doesn't rotate. Oh, yeah, it does. It rotates simultaneously, they say. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me when I try to visualize it. A full eclipse. So full solar eclipse will be, we are April 7th. So it'll be April 8th, 2024. Next year in one whole year. It's been a while since we've seen that. And it's going to plunge all of North America in daytime darkness. So we'll be able to definitely be filming that, and I'll be able to get some really nice shots of the whole phase as that goes by. Darla is back. Yes, after 52 hours. Hey, that is a little scary, Darla. But I looked and they did say that it was the worst that we've seen here in Quebec since the ice storm. The ice storm, Darla, took years for them to put those lines back. And there's still some broken trees that we didn't even clear from the ice storm. I remember people flipping out and crying because of the trees. All the trees were breaking. Lots of trees broke. Almost everything that was a tree, like more than 5-6 feet, was just breaking and snapping. I remember all the lines falling over. I remember the transformers blowing up, walking in the streets, no sound of anything, just the explosion of the transformers. I don't know if you saw the helicopters, Darla. I only saw them vaguely going by, but there were a lot of. I saw them often enough in Valleyfield over top in the sky, because the army was just, there was no way to get around. I remember the corner store where I was living there at that time was selling candles for $5. And it was one per client. I said, what the frick? What do you mean one per client? I said, these candles that I bought from you many a times are about 80 cents. And he was selling them $5. The gas stations here in Canada, guys, rose their prices up before. Every time there's a catastrophic event, they put the prices up of the generators immediately. Like somebody wanted to buy a generator, well, they put the prices up of the generators. They say it was to limit people from buying them because, that's really unfair, because there's a whole bunch of laws set up around us in all our countries as a front, right? But then when something happens that you actually go to do something and to use the law, right? Like Americans are trying to use the Second Amendment, Sixth Amendment, whatever, all the amendments in the states, what defends you and protects you from from you losing your life. But when the shit hits the fan and something happens, the government turns around and literally takes the law down. That's like Trudeau, right, Pat? The Emergency Act, applying the Emergency Act when he had no business applying it. So he got someone to do an investigation, but in reality, Trudeau did the investigation himself. It was his own people doing the investigation. So it's a big shit show. Frontal organizations. That's where they're laundering the money, I believe, anyways. No see 'em. I'm here. I see you. Thank you. Right on, Caleb. Oh, everyone disappeared here. Yeah. Wow. Okay. My internet is really, really slow. There's a lot of glitches. Aliaus. Hey, yeah. There was a lot of glitches on your channel, man. I couldn't listen to half of the video. I'll go back and listen to it later. There was no volume. I couldn't comment because every time I would comment, it would send me on a video on Fox News. And I was on Elias's channel. Every time I would comment, it would send me over to Fox News on Tucker Carlson in the comment section. So the comment I was writing to Elias, I would appear on Fox News writing the comment. The glitches yesterday and the day before yesterday, some people had glitches. Jeff Benoit yesterday, the one I had the interview with, was and a whole bunch of other people from the radio station. We're having a lot of problems, lots of problems online. Jeff Benoit had less people at his stream. He said there's usually over 100 people or 200 or 300 people watching. I think there was only 25 watching, but I warned him. When Bruce is there, there's something I have to find a way to do an opposite effect with the energy instead of push people away to attract them instead. Losing my voice a little bit. I had sort of a big cold. No, it's not true. Not a big cold, but a cold this week. I never take a sip of that coffee, do I? Hey, Mikhail Grumboven, thank you very much. Yes, sir. Thanks, brother. Nice to see you guys. Miss Lisa Eckerly's in the house. The BS family, yeah. I gotta love my initials, eh? Hey, you all BS family out there. No, guys. I'm doing this full time. I do this all the time. And when you guys and gals come back like that, like Lisa, thanks for being here. It's incredible. And I feel the love, and it's a must, that absolute must, that the information on the moon gets out to more people. Everybody has to know that there's somebody up there. And I just thank you guys for coming back and for the interest in the channel. There's lots of interesting things happening. Fingers crossed tonight I get the moon. Please cross your fingers. Hope for the best. Regis Weishweg, bro, thank you so much. Thanks, man. Bro, I love you, man. Nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming by. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm still going at it, Regis. Thanks to you guys. I'm still going at it. Had a lot of weather discriminations, let's call it that, this year. But in general, things are going very, very well. Regis, again, love you, brother. Thank you very much for being here, man, and the ongoing support. Thank you so much, Gate Smasher. When you get a new powerful telescope, can't imagine that things will be observed and debated. I can't imagine that will be observed and debated. Keep the bacon frying. Bruce sees all. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for the generous contributions, Gate Smasher. You guys, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Wow, guys. Hi, everyone. What did the Prime Minister do again? Yes, Margaret. He's been doing a lot. Well, it's actually very disappointing. All I know is that, hey, guys, Canada, Pat, everybody, they're raising. This was April, for April Fool's Day. They raised the price of our gas again. Food prices went up again. Carbon tax is going up, which I didn't even know there was an actual carbon tax now that we're paying or something. But I guess it's in reference to the fuel, the gas. It is going up. Yeah, fingers crossed tonight, you guys. Thanks again, Regis, Gate Smasher, everybody. Appreciate that. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I get the moon tonight. It looked, Pat, so far that there was actually no clouds, but you can't say clouds too loud because the cloud demons come by, they hear you. Just absolutely incredible. Suzanne, hello. Thank you very much for being here. Motley, MS Sport, thanks you guys for being members too, you guys. Really appreciate that. Darla in the house. You guys bring your own wrenches? That's cool. You bring your own wrenches. His Highness in the house. Thank you very much. Metaphysical Mike. Thanks for the contribution again, brother. I appreciate that, you guys. Thanks for the love, the support, the help. My gosh, thank you very much, Lisa Eckerly. You rock. I love you, Lisa. Thank you so much. Bruce, you're awesome. I've been doing a lot of upholstery for a lady. Yes, you talked to me a bit that you did that. Almost done. Miss being in here. Lisa, always thinking of you. How kind and sweet of you to stop by. That I really appreciate it, you guys. I know you guys are busy. You all have lives. You're working, whatnot, doing all your things, but you still take the time to come by. I had a couple of comments from the first stream. Somebody said I was out with my daughter. I was gone. I was doing stuff. Came by to say hello. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Lisa. I love you for it. Thanks, guys. Scott Lee is in the house. Thanks, man. And thanks for the comments, you guys, eh? Checking out the videos. Well, spring's coming, summer's coming. I'd rather say the summer one because we're going to get some really, really nice shots. And, even with the trolls going up and down with the subs, we are going up very slowly. Was supposed to be on with Jean-Claude Beyond Mystic 003 today's channel, but it will be pushed back to the 14th. He had something that came up. No problem. We'll do that several times. I hope to get on with Jean-Claude. Throughout the year, we had a really nice show the last show. We always do, but not just showing videos. We started talking about some really deep subjects. The more research I do with the UFOs, I mean, I'm getting excited, honestly, with the UFO reports. The Pentagon just released, and this is because of the Freedom of Information Act. In the States, people can use the act called the Freedom of Information Act to be able to have unclassified, secretive documents, files, videos released. Sometimes after it takes a year and a half, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years. I think it cost the Black Vault a couple of dollars, but I laughed my head off. I was going to read that report this evening. Another UFO report. That's right, 510 or 511 cases of UFO UAP sightings since August. Okay. So there's a lot of them. But the thing is that there's no information in it. There's only the serial numbers or the case numbers. So what they were able to see are 2 long pages like that with just boxes of numbers, case files 04162, 62197, you know. They didn't say much, but still there are a lot of UFO sightings. Me, I'm excited because I know they're going to have to tell us what those UFOs are at one point. I know they've been really good at pulling it off and hiding it for years, because that's what they do, the Pentagon, eh? They'll pull something out for 3 years, 5, 6, 7 years if they can. Then the information just doesn't come out. Then at one point, there's less people working on those projects, and it just turns out that people aren't even interested at one point with what happens. Look at John F. Kennedy. Tragedy. You remember how long people cried? Some people still cry. It was upsetting. They found out, maybe you don't know, but the CIA did the job. So it was an inside job. So imagine them knowing that year it would have taken down America. But now they bring that out generation after, right? Younger youth, and they're like, oh yeah, CIA killed him. Who was Kennedy? He was the president of the United States a long time ago. Don't really care, honestly. If they were to tell us about the UFO sightings, like on the spur of the moment, imagine if they only had like 24 hours to divulge it. Like if something happened in Kansas or California today, at tonight should be in the news. At one point, it used to be like that. I don't think they ever really, really ever told us the truth. Josh Phoenix 11, thank you very much for being here. I didn't think there was a difference. Aren't stars, suns, and sun star? Listen, Josh, you're 100% right, because that's what I learned too. I'm not going to hide it. You're absolutely right. And as a matter of fact, stars are suns, right? Like I heard that too. constellation of Lyra, that's all that's there are sunlight like stars. The star in our solar system that we call the sun is a star. A sun is a star, absolutely. But you know how they're like changing it up on us. From what they were saying just hours ago, I heard maybe less than an hour ago or about 2 hours ago, I heard these scientists, not just these nuts, the professional scientists talking about how, turns out that the sun in our solar system could just very well be just a regular star and not a sun-like star. So I'm like, wait a minute, sun-like star? In reality, it's Josh. I think it's the play of words that they use that I don't know. I wouldn't change what you think because I think like you, stars, suns, stars is what I learned too. And you're right. It's basically a fact, and it's also what professionals have been saying all along or for quite a while. But I don't know why now they're doing all these changes. Again, the first stream I mentioned the rings around Uranus, right? We have the Jupiter, the storm disappeared a year ago, and there was talk about that. The plume of dust around Saturn, where the rings are actually crashing back down to the surface right now, by the way, and it's causing freezing ice or rain to fall. It's causing ice water to fall to the surface, and it's causing the atmosphere around Saturn to change its temperatures. We have a change of temperatures here. In the last stream, somebody said, Bruce, we haven't probably rings around Earth. I think that's smart. Probably could, right? Like Kai said, and many others said, yeah, we got a ring of garbage, a ring of debris. Quite a big field of debris. And what they're not always telling us is that there's a lot of accidents. They're smashing together these big debris fields, are hitting other larger pieces, and they break up even more and causes even more debris around Earth. It's funny, eh? That was the number one thing they wanted to fix was the debris around Earth. And now it's like they're exploring faraway galaxies and they're doing a whole bunch of stuff. So if you weren't here for the first stream, there's a super massive black hole that is hurtling through space. Days before that, they said that there's a black hole that turned suddenly facing Earth with a massive jet coming out the center of its throat, okay, facing us. And now they're talking about this supermassive hole moving, possibly a spaceship. The moon can be a spaceship. People say in theory, of course, it can be. Okay, they could be living on the inside. It can be. I don't know if it's. Would I go as far as saying hollow? Maybe. I don't know. Wouldn't have any proof of that. It would have to be holding itself together, right? If it's hollowed out, there's only one way you can hollow out a center is if you put up bars inside, massive puts, metal, whatever, titanium, tungsten, I don't know, to hold things up. Because if not, it's all going to crumble inside, right? When they say it rang like a bell, that was a little odd. When they say it rang like a bell when they dropped something on the moon, NASA, deliberately or not, but did it ring like a bell because there was an empty cavity inside of the moon? Or is it the whole friggin' moon is just literally empty? Last year, they came out with the information that the surface of the moon, the outside core, surface of the moon, not the core, the outer core, yeah, it's a lot more solid than what's inside of the moon. Surprisingly, like really dense, like strong titanium on the outside. That reminds me a lot also, of a spaceship. And it's not that exaggerated, when you're thinking of the moon, the possibility of the moon could actually be a spaceship. I don't think it's really exaggerated at all. Anyone thinking chemtrails are the government's trying to stop the grand solar minimum? Oh, SD, you're absolutely right that it could very well have to do with the sun. I'm pretty sure. Honestly, I'm pretty sure. But here's my, Bill Gates wants to block out the sun. The robot drones and there's now talk about taking moon dust because the moon's soil or dust, whatever you want to call it, is with helium-3, by the way, all over the moon on the top, 10 feet down. Helium-3 coming from the radiation from the sun. Solar winds hit the moon. So, like I was saying in the first stream, imagine how much helium-3 there would be on the other planets. Probably a lot. They'd probably go to those planets to mine it too. And I was really fascinated about that. Free energy, it's going to be a big topic. People are going to have to, learn more about it. Stargazer 46 and 2, thank you for being here. They're trying to create a nuclear fusion generator, right, that works with helium-3, which has no bio waste. I keep repeating myself, has no bio waste, and there's no radiation when it's heated. So, they heat up the plutonium here, and they're enriching plutonium, and there's depleted plutonium. And what that does is plutonium, there's plutonium-235. There's all these different types of plutonium that are toxic, right? And it's no good, but very toxic. And then they're stuck not being able to put that anywhere. Elon Musk at one point was wanting to dump some water, some toxic water. Was it in California or something, or in Texas again? Poor Texas. I don't know what's going on with that. Some water that he wants to dump. So in reality, it's too bad. Elon Musk, cool, trippy guy, but he, with all due respect, not judging him. I'm not judging him. It's a fact. He's lukewarm. He'll do good things. He'll do very bad things because that's toxic, really toxic. So who would have thought of him just drilling little holes or big holes would cause him to have this toxic dumping water that he wants to dump? Thank you, Darla. Hey, I missed you too. We all did, Darla. Yeah, I missed quite a few of you. Margaret too. I think Margaret Leach was just back not that long ago with her electricity. I was extremely lucky, Darla, here. Thanks, Darla. I was extremely lucky that the electricity went, it flashed. You know what, Darla? Here it's the damage around the house, which is normal. Um, the side of the house, the garage, the underneath was a bit ripped because of the ice that was hanging off the garage. That happens. The weather's ramping up a little bit more, and it's really starting to show. Hey, you guys, this is awesome. They do. Google really does, Lisa. And when we look up something on Google, well, listen, Google is what we research things on, and we all do the same thing. You hear the trolls saying, "Where'd you get information?" Well, I looked it up on Wikipedia. Oh my God, Wikipedia. Well, it's false. It's false. Where the hell do you get your information? You have to take people's word. So that's why, since the beginning of time, they have names and associations deliberately for people to trust them. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Oh, okay. You can title anything you want, right? You could title your associations anything you want. You put flowers on it. The big style now is the dirtiest industrial companies with the grimiest products and chemicals all have green signs. Nature, you go past this molecular nuclear plant and it's got a green tree as a sign. Yeah, right. Which means, you see those green trees? That's what we're going to kill. We're going to kill those green trees. It's a big setup, right? I don't know about you guys in the States or the UK or all the countries, to all the people that come by here. But when you go buy something like fish and chips, a regular box, I don't know if it still exists. I haven't bought it in a while, but I'm sure it does. Or you buy, no matter what you buy that's frozen, on the packaging, boy, do they ever show you some good food on the packaging, right? And then you look at it inside, like the chocolate chip cookies. You see chocolate chip cookies, the chocolate chips are so big. They're so big in the picture. They looked like blocks, and you could see that it was cut like with a machete because it's just a big block of chocolate coming out of the cookie. Then you open it up, your mouth is slobbering. You look at the cookies, you don't even see brown spots on the cookie. Break into the cookie. Why do they do that with the packaging, hey? That's horrible. Or the bags of chips here in Canada, well, they'll tell you there's a bag of chips, I don't know, 500 grams, 1,000 grams, or whatever. And they blow up the bag, so you can't press on it to know how much chips is in it. Then when you open it up, you look inside, there's a little handful of chips in the bottom. Every product in Canada is like that. Everything. And I always complain. Well, I don't complain, actually. I'm complaining now for the first time, but I in my head, every time you go to a grocery store, you go to buy something, you go, that's why, I think I can count the things I bought online. It's 3 or 4 things, maybe 5, 6 things in my life. But you go buy something online, they show you something beautiful. Me, once it was a statue. Oh, where is it? Do I have that? That was funny. It's a nice little statue. The statue, anyways, they showed the picture of the statue. It looks like it was about that tall. They didn't write the height. They say, look at the image. Order the statue. It was only $10. Of course, it was only $10. When the statue got here, I shit you not, it was that high and that wide. And when they showed it, it looked like that because they had it extremely big. But that's what they do. Thanks again, everyone, for the generous contributions. You guys rock. Thanks for supporting the channel, you guys. Steve Conley, how's it going, brother? Evening, Bruce, mods, and all. Thanks a lot, Steve, for coming by, man. Mgri, ¿cómo estás? Hola, Bruce, saludos. Buen viernes. Hey, muchas gracias. Buenos noches in my end. 8 o'clock. Muchas gracias, Mgri. Thank you very much, you guys. Martine, 888, comment ça va? Salut à toi. Hello, everyone. Je vais rester un peu, quand je ne comprends pas beaucoup. C'est comprenable, mais t'es super gentil, Martine. 888, d'avoir pris le temps quand même de venir nous dire un petit bonjour. Mais je te remercie vraiment beaucoup. Leah, thanks again for being here. Toasty warm now. Yes, hope so, Leah. Well, it is now. The temps now are going to start actually rising. I hope, unless we get another snowstorm, impossible. I'm not going to say impossible. I have to be careful. The layer that you show as the ship enters or leaves the moon, what is it? Atmosphere or chemtrails, like we've seen here in our skies, which seems to uptick when we launch rockets into space. Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, listen, they're creating clouds, eh? They're creating clouds when they send up those rockets. The amount of water they shoot on, thousands and thousands of gallons of water onto the walls and the area against the fuel that's coming out of the rocket, and it makes clouds. I saw a launch. What's his name? It's actually a car show, British car show or something. They were talking about that, and they were showing, how NASA literally is making clouds, and cloud goes up to the sky. And me, it's always fascinated me, Gate Smasher, about the chemtrails and the possibility of them chemtrailing the moon. They could hide the surface like that. Somebody mentioned before they could be doing it deliberately to stop the sun from coming to Earth. That would really make sense. I think that one's, it's probably pretty much on the money. If Bill Gates wants to block out the sun, and they're doing it with the planes, because they definitely are blocking out the sun. I hope there's not 2 suns here. We could have 4 or 5 suns in our solar system. We probably wouldn't even know it. So they're talking about our sun being just a regular star. It would be good for us that it's just a regular star, I think. It, in the constellation of Lyra, that's only stars are in that constellation. I took an incredible image. Those of you, Darla, would remember way back, all the suns. I used to have it on my merch store that was even hacked, by the way. I used to have a merch store here, guys. Hats, shirts, I kept it simple. Bruce sees all. So maybe I'll make a few things, because I did what people asked me. People said, well, get a few shirts up and a hat or something so we can get, support you, encourage us. Yeah, that's a good idea. Before I had the members and stuff. And I had sold for about $435 in a period of 2 years, but it was good. I was happy. but I didn't get the money because it got hacked. I know it sounds ridiculous, but the merch store is not YouTube, right? It's another company. Sort of like the government when they get blamed for something and they say, FBI, don't talk to us. Go ask the Navy. And you go to the Navy and they say, go ask DARPA. DARPA's working on that project. That's what they do to us, juggle us around. Chemtrails started in 1947, and only a couple of countries signed up with that. Maybe 4 or 5 countries now, and it was, to make it rain. It does rain a lot after they do that, and I tend to think, I don't know, like they were announcing a big storm here, and I saw them spraying chemtrails. I'm like, why the hell would they do that? If there's going to be a lot of precipitation, are they trying to get more humidity in the atmosphere? That's something very suspicious. I'm telling you, the Tonga explosion in the ocean, for those of you that remember last year in 2022, which is near the end, there was an explosion, and they said a volcanic eruption. I was very careful when I talk about that one. Like I said, I repeat myself all the time. I am Kai sent me a video showing that it was a ballistic miss that hit it right into the ocean. But either way, what that did, that explosion, it brought a whole bunch of humidity up into the stratosphere. And when the humidity goes up into the stratosphere, it distributes around the world because it's not just that explosion. There were other areas, some volcanoes, for example. It'll make the world more wet. There'll be more precipitation. In a way, it's sort of like a giant chemtrail. Look at it the way you want. That volcano blocks out the sun. Is it the blocking out of the sun that causes the precipitation? No. You'd think no. It's supposed to um, cool down the temps because they said the temps are getting hot. But I'm going to repeat myself again. In an interglacial period of an ice age, which we're still in the beginning of time, they're talking about science, and they're still evolving. Science evolves every day. It's always changing, and we don't know a lot about our sun. We don't know a lot about at all, as a matter of fact, about the core inside of Earth, or even why it stops and changes directions, like it's doing now. They have no idea. They're going to have to spend many years of studying what's going to happen. But anyways, long story short, an ice age. I looked this up, and from a credible source that said, if you can think Yale or Harvard is credible, and they say that an ice age interglacial period will cause a warm period where the temperatures and water can both rise. And that's what we're going through in reality. Well, there's some interesting information coming out also from Yale and Harvard, where some professionals back in 2015 and 16 told us that the world water reserve would be completely gone by 2022. So now a lot of people are going back to those posts that some of them even took down their posts after having said that. Big important Yale or law firms and not law firms, but universities, the big ones are, the pros are talking about an end. When they what the hell's that? When they started talking about um, the ice age, okay, way back, and saying that we're maybe in an ice age, or we're experiencing greenhouse effect because of climate change. It's because of our carbon footprint, blah 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 blah. In reality, that's theory too. It is just a theory. There's even some professionals themselves that are saying there is no carbon problem. There never was. As a matter of fact, we need carbon in the atmosphere. We also need some methane too. I didn't know that one. Methane in Earth's atmosphere close to the surface is actually what causes the oxygen to remain low, right? If not, the oxygen would be higher, and we'd be like, for us to survive, we'd have to be floating around in space. Be a bit weird, eh? It all sounds crazy, doesn't it? Hey, Lisa says went from 80 degrees to 50 degrees. That is crazy. They're radical changes and quick changes, eh? I don't know what the hell was in my mouth. Justin, Badmier, comment ça va, mon frère? Merci, Justin. Bonsoir, man. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Yes, smash that like button. Nope. Shaved my beard, man. I lost 10 pounds. But thanks, man. You think I can get any bigger than that? I haven't changed. I gained 20, 30 pounds since I've been doing this channel. So pretty much topped out, maxed out, max level. Yep. Shaved my beard, unfortunately. Went straight through my beard and my swollen eye right here. Look at that. Look at the cheek. Swollen face. It's not fat, it's eye swell. Some women like the big porkers. Ramon. Regis, thank you, brother. Thank you so much, my man. Love you, bro. Thank you very much. Very kind and thoughtful, you guys. Damn right. Thank you, Gate Smasher. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, 52 hours. Crazy stuff. Yeah. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for coming by. Wait a minute. This is your first time here and you finally gained weight. Maybe it's not his first time here. Now we have a problem. Leave my bacon alone. I know, and they're insulting my bacon, Gate Smasher. Right on. That black hole tilted with intelligence. Maybe it's something alien. Absolutely, Leah. No, listen, I miss her, Lisa B for sure. I really hope she is doing okay. I had not realized that. I realized that, yes, at one point, but she had told me that she was working hard and she was doing a lot of hours. That's what she had told me at one point, but that was probably in January or February. Now it's like, whoops. But I'm happy to know that she's okay and that she's just going, fixing the eyes. Martine, t'es super gentil. Je te remercie, puis je m'excuse de t'avoir fait attendre une heure. Colin the bin. Thank you very much, Martin. You guys are awesome. Jules of Southern Oregon is here teaching my grandkids about the moon and using your videos. Hey, Jules of Southern Oregon, I love you, man. Thank you very much for that. Wow. Really appreciate that, actually. And at the same time, waking up your kids at a young age, I think it's smart. It's definitely something smart. You said it, Karen. Thumbs up for bacon. If you don't like my videos, guys, thumbs up the bacon button. You do know that if YouTube created a button that was for nothing and wrote bacon, people would be clicking the shit out of that bacon. Oh, I like bacon. I like bacon. I like bacon. For sure. Definitely. Christopher Rollins in the house. Can't stay, but I'll be back next week. Take care of yourself, brother. Stargazer. Rolling thunder is what they call the DUI checkpoints on the highways and interstates here in Georgia. All right, eh? Actually, yeah, even there was something about that here with the Canadian truckers, I believe. That and hair dryer. Call them hair dryers. We got ourselves a hair dryer on the 201, guys. Head north. Head north on 119. Break, 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 Big Daddy. That sounded so gay. Storm warning. Thank you for being here. I took all that Nat's bacon. Damn right. I don't care what bacon's called. No matter what it's called, I'll be loving it. Have weird noise outside sometimes for no reason. That was my problem last week. Hearing rumbles and noises in the sky, but always continually looking downwards, trying to understand, trying to locate whether it was from the surface or that it was actually in the friggin' sky. I've been hearing some big ass planes, Pat, going by these days, the past 3 days. Hey, thanks. Not quite the Magnum PI stash, but what do you want? I believe the sun is a ball of energy. Exactly. That's too complex for us. Makes sense, Jesus Bravo. Absolutely. Thanks for coming back, man. I also think it's used as a portal. Thank you, Bruce. And thank you. Yeah, that's a good theory. It's one I can appreciate myself also. Who would I be to laugh at that? Actually, I spoke a little bit about it also in theory that I think it could be a possibility. I actually have some footage, what looks like some objects, not hundreds of them, maybe 2 videos. We could actually see objects looking like they're coming out of the sun, right? It remains an interesting theory, and a lot of people have told me that one actually. 10 pounds heavier. Oh, I mean 10 years younger. Okay, if you thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mustache, it's worse. A lot worse. Yes, actually, I got that one, Suzanne, the 217 one. But I don't think it was full for us here, or maybe it was, but I could be mistaken. I believe it was a partial eclipse for us. But now we're going to see a full one, a full eclipse, but April 8th, 2024. If we make it there because of the sun, going to be a lot more water. We're going to hear of a lot of lakes that overflowed. So every year, the drastic snow, I mean, God is filling the lakes, guys. Very scary. All these lakes around the world that are empty are now starting to be filled. And you're like, what? What's going on? The hell's that? Heather, how's it going? Heather Leah, it's weird all the birds go silent during, and it's, oh, that's true, actually. You're right about that. I did up a little bit reading up about that too. Casa Nostra, thanks again for being here. Yeah, absolutely. That's what they say. You see, the sun, have you ever noticed, Heather, if you're an early riser, for whatever the reason, you're outside, whether because you're going to work or you're camping or you get up for an early walk or a jog, when the sun, the first sign of light in the morning, the minute it happens, the first bird begins to chirp. I've noticed that since I was 16 years old. Always. They wake up with the sun. It's like the sun. For me, the sun, it's like the sun. Imagine if the sun never rose, maybe people wouldn't wake up. Maybe that sun is what gives us the energy, right? We're a vibrational being. You know that, eh? Frequencies, vibrations, that's us. We're basically like a squirrel's tail. Ever notice a squirrel's tail? I know it sounds dirty, but ever notice a squirrel's tail all the time like that? It's like it's moving, it's shaking. They're on the line walking, standing up like that. If we were walking on a line, like trapped, going like this, trying to take our balance. No, they're straight as a board. At the tails, keeping the balance. When you start analyzing nature like that, it is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. I was looking at anti-gravity in nature in some insects. There's certain insects that actually mimic anti-gravity when they fly. I thought it was really interesting. Maybe they're man-made. Who knows, right? Could we pick up another moon? Could the moon have a moon? 100%. Of course, I believe that is highness. The moon could have another moon. We have asteroids. The one that we did with the DART project, it wasn't that big. Okay, big enough, but not that big. And the asteroid had a satellite. They said so. It's a moon. Like, what do you mean? Around the asteroid, you have its moon that's going around. They found on Bennu, another asteroid. They found I got to be careful. Organic material. I'm not going to jump to say that they found a birch tree or a maple tree or a palm tree or a bush, but they found organic vegetation. Again, I did it again. Organic material. So green stuff, though. Either way, that's how I see it. Like, they found literally some green stuff. Raining on Saturn now, freezing rain. Look, Pluto water, Titan water, Mars water now, not just methane water or frozen ice water. I'm sure there's liquid water under the ground on Mars. They talked about it. The earthquakes, the atmosphere, they see the sunrise there. They see um, um, not light scattering. They say they can't see light scattering because there's no oxygen, but some astronauts that were supposedly on the moon could have been in the atmosphere of the moon, in orbit around the moon. Either way, they saw what looks like um, light scattering. That's another thing a lot of people don't know unless you do the research. Light does not scatter on the moon, they say, like it scatters here. And that's why in my videos, we can literally see that the light does scatter, but it shouldn't be billowing on the moon. Why? Because of the microgravity. The same way the smoke should be in the pill form. It's weird, eh? But when we look at the moon, we don't see those things happening. All because they say there's no combustion process on the moon, because they say you can't have a combustion process on the moon. So you're like, what do you mean? Well, there's no oxygen, Bruce. I beg to differ. Not again, Leah. I hope not. Hi, folks. The son of David White. Right on, Luke. How's it going, brother? Nice to see you, man. From the beautiful Republic of Ireland. Yes, my brother. Hope you all had a great Friday. Absolutely. I hope you did too, man. Wishing everyone a happy Easter. Hey, that's right. Happy Good Friday today, right? And Easter, well, Sunday, I guess. Is it always on a Sunday? I have to look into that. Pat says it's all Harp, this weird weather. And the ice storm is a trial of them controlling the power grid. You see, that's the thing, control through weather manipulation. Hard to prove, right? You can control all the people. Nobody's up and mad protesting because it's like they think like, well, it's just nature. Mother Nature was rough with us. We lost our house. We'll contact the insurances. Insurances are like double the prices. What do you think happened here when the ice storm and stuff were all the damage? And we're not going to be able to pay everyone $1,000 for everything. We'll just give them like $200, or that's what happens all the time. Harp, actually, that Harp would be one of the subjects, probably the next from one of the podcasts, because I find it really interesting. I've been seeing a lot of information about Harp. Pat, it's not a good place. It's extremely dangerous. As a matter of fact, I saw a guy using a simple rod, right, connected to a box that's exerting, is it 10,000 watts? I'm not sure. I think it is 10,000 watts. Completely sky covered. And he's showing an example. He's saying, we're going to make it sunny today and we're going to part the clouds. Turned on his little silly antenna, looked like a CB antenna, not big at all, pointing straight up to the sky. He's right beside it, looking at it. Couple minutes, clouds start separating, and not just separating, a line on each side opening up, separating the clouds. When I saw that, and I saw how little wattage he was using, little home setup to manipulate the weather over his friggin' house for real. Like even the birds were going around that. Could you imagine what Harp is doing? They're literally beaming a microwave beam into the stratosphere. Okay, that's literally what they're doing. China controlling the stratosphere, manipulating it to try to control the temperature of Earth, and apparently China is heating up the stratosphere. I don't understand why, because the heating up of the stratosphere is not going to help. All that heat rises up, but it's trapped here because of the greenhouse effect. That's a scary shit. It goes up to the first layer of clouds a mile up over top. Then all that precipitation, it falls down in precipitation. Heat rises, goes into the clouds, falls down and rains like hell. Then the same thing happens again. The sun comes out again, pulls up the heat, winds up in the clouds, rains down again. The heat at the end of a sun ray, when it touches and bounces on the ground, okay, it's supposed to go right back to where it came from. With the greenhouse effect, it doesn't do that. Light goes down under the clouds and scatters all over the place, and it just remains trapped. Heat rises, comes back down as precipitation. It's like nobody really has a solution. People are wondering, like, why the hell is that happening? You got to wonder why. Thanks again, Luke. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. I love you for it, and I really appreciate that. Honestly, for all of you coming back, taking the time to come in and listen to the channel, listen to the research. It's an exciting time to be alive because in reality, a lot of the people want the government to disclose what's going on the moon. In reality, there's probably a lot of information. You too, Darla. There's probably a lot of information, maybe not a lot, but some, quite a bit, information out there of, what's on the moon. Recently, the end of 2022, I should repost that part of the video. I showed a video, an SLS mission, 800 something, I think 80 something. It's a missing mission. They scrubbed it off of YouTube. It's not there anymore, and it's not on the NASA website. Actually, it's probably on YouTube, not on NASA website anymore, but it shows the UFOs like mine. That was awesome. Same lights, same lights, further away. You could tell that they were floating over the atmosphere of them, over the orbit. They were orbiting around the moon, and you could see an explosion. And when the explosion occurred, the UFO darted out to the right. And at the same time, at the back of that, like the tether incident, you could see jellyfish-like object flying across in the sky. The tether incident, you could see hundreds of them, and they're actually coming in what looks like through portals. You could see it very well on the video of the tether incident, even though it's the famous black and white. Solomon Phoenix, greetings, London in the house. Thanks a lot, bro. I appreciate that, man. Yes, I got a lot of people from London now coming in. Thank you very much, you guys. Anna Bohm, thanks so much for coming back. Hello, à toi. Shout out from New York, DJ Kenny Rec. I appreciate that, man. DJ Kenny, nice to see you, brother. Thanks for coming back, you guys. Thanks again, Regis. That was very generous to all of you for the amazing help. Killen says Trudeau wants to block Fox News from airing Canada. Yes, it's all the big hype now. Hey, thanks for bringing that up with the C11 bill. The C11 bill. Somebody told me yesterday in the meeting with Jeff Benoit that apparently the bill did not pass. I'm surprised. I thought they did pass the C11 bill. That is literally going to take away your choice, every Canadian, from searching what you want. The government, like in China, they have a list of haircuts where they're going to have a list of search items that we can search for and look for. I don't know if you've noticed it. I've noticed it for the past 2 years, maybe even 3 years. But this year, at the end of 2022 especially, and all of this year, they're scrubbing out so much shit on the internet. YouTube in France, it's the biggest protest I think the world has ever had. The most amount of people, millions of people protesting in the streets. Even the fire people were protesting, standing up with the people. They scrub that off the internet because they don't want people seeing that. The media here is lying so much. They said that the protesters burnt down buildings. They said that they burned garbage. They did this and they did that and they did this. There's a bit of truth in that, but there's always a bad apple in the gang. There's going to have to be a law for that. When there's protesters and some idiot decides to burn down a building, that guy should be arrested. Like, why should they blame protesters? Remember how it used to be back in the day? Somebody did something, the cops go up to him, arrest him, and take him away, right? They don't do that anymore. In Missouri, just before our ice storm, the radar station ungraded the storm. Wow, surrounded the station and moved off. A tremor occurred and high winds. Go figure. It is scary stuff. Like you said, Pat, it could be that Harp is doing tests and the weather manipulation. I think that's the war, right? We're in a frequency war. That's literally what they're going to do. Merci, Aleaus. Régis, c'est le premier, Aleaus, qui est arrivé ici avec John D. pour me demander d'ouvrir mon levée de fonds. La première fois, c'est Regis Weishweg qui me demandait de l'ouvrir pour être capable de m'envoyer des dons. Puis depuis ce temps-là, ben, des personnes comme vous autres, vous m'envoyez des dons. Ça fait longtemps qu'il était ici. He's been here for a long time, Regis Weishweg. Astral Realm, thanks for commitment and all that you do. Astral Realm, do you have any idea how therapeutic that is? Like to literally hear that, honestly. I don't have to know you personally to appreciate the comments, you guys. And I like really honestly appreciate all the kind words, the comments. Honestly, this channel, some of the biggest trophies for having opened the channel and doing it full time. Like I'm breathing and eating this. Maybe that's why I gained weight in reality. But it's just appreciating, eh? A lot of people want to gain. They want to get gain. They want to get gain. You know, I could be here. I could have 1 million subscribers. I could have 10 million subscribers. But in reality, if you go reach a small group of people that are real, to explain to them that something's on the moon, I have one person a month that tells me that I changed their lives because I caught something and that I changed their thought and perception of what they think of the moon. And for me, that is gold. It's gold. It's just absolutely incredible. That's what support is. The channel, I opened the channel. I had some good videos, but everything that I have up now, the members and my event and everything came from the help of all of you helping me keep this channel up. And listen, I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. Another 900. Saw Bruce Cesal mentioned in another chat earlier. Oh, that is nice. That's always nice. Regis, thank you, man. Thanks so much, man. Love you, brother. Sorry for talking about you in French. Aleaus has been here for a while now, over a year, and he's been supporting the channel. And I was explaining to him at the beginning, you know, when people don't know the story of how this channel started, I was extremely emotional when I started the channel and I found out that something was on the moon. I had the proof. I remember thinking it's going to be in the news. Oh my God, it's going to be all over the world. Everyone's going to know about it. It will, but the information travels differently when it comes about UFOs and in ufology. The information travels amongst associations, ufologists, people's space channels, you know, people that are interested in UFOs, but it really doesn't make it to the news. And UFOs are not the only subject that they don't talk about in the news. They don't talk about human trafficking. It's very rare, eh? First time in my life you heard about human trafficking last year. They just started talking about it. And then all of a sudden, they pulled over a van in the States coming from the Mexican border with 150 younger girls in it, and it was a human trafficking. And you're like, holy shit! In this day and age, it's confusing, concerning, very hard to believe. Lost my power for the day, and now it's back just in time for the stream. So it's not just here in Quebec, that I guess people were experiencing storms and all. Must be around the world, Darla. I know Darla. I was really lucky for me. I had no internet, but it lasted about a day and a half. But some of you were just no electricity at all. That is like really crazy. Lisa Eckerly, thanks again, you guys. Neuro Official is in the house. Little bottle of water, you guys. Be right back. Actually, beep, 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 beep. Hang on. Got to play in my eye at the same time. Well, can you tell it's irritated? Pretty bad. But if it's just that, I should be okay. Just like the Beatles songs. Funny, I was thinking of the Beatles just yesterday. Something came out with the Beatles. They'll tax the streets. Oh, yes. Tax, man. I love that one. Tax your eats, tax your taxes. That's right. It's crazy. I read somewhere that's why they left England. Now, what the F? British Empire. You know what? Heard just yesterday or the day before, and I heard it through the grapevine somewhere out in the California sunshine somewhere. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I heard it through the grapevine. The Beatles were designed. They were a secret project. They were designed to change. And I tell my mother this, and she goes, shit, yeah. Because this is basically through the lines what my mother told me herself. But the Beatles were designed to change the generations of, the religious person, going to work, not too eccentric, meat potatoes sort of guy and people, right? The Beatles brought out things in the other generation. It was all deliberate. It was all deliberate for the sales of clothing. It's hard to believe, but it's true. All the haircuts. Think of the money in the culture itself when the Beatles came out, when rock and roll started. Elvis Presley, another secret project. Humans can be secret projects, I believe. RQ. People can't share links here. The mods can, though. You can go right ahead, Suzanne, if you want to share with anything. I don't care anymore. No, I'm kidding. The Wolf Lady, love you more. Thank you very much for being here. It's on Mr. MBB333 channel. Actually, two great different videos. Thanks, Darla. How you're in Montreal? Holy, you're in Montreal, right, Darla? I'm beside you in New Brunswick. Not sure what happened, but the power was messed up, even though it was sunny out. So that Neuro Official, thanks for sharing that. So you're literally in New Brunswick, and had problems. You see, muchas gracias, Amgri. Yeah, what happened with the power was messed up. I thought it was a blackout, man. Neuro official. I thought it was the beginning of a blackout where they're going to actually start to, tell us things and lie about why there's a blackout. Something happened. They're going to change it up. Who knows what they say? You never know. But I thought maybe there was something about to happen. I think something was about to happen. Damn right. Please push the vacuum. Thank you very much, Crazy Music Space Jam. Check it out, guys. It's Elias Vilhatlistano. Check out his music setup. The Epiphone is going to be epic. It is going to be epic, his video. Right on, Mr. Pat. Thanks for the support, you guys. CIA is horrible, along with the FBI all being disbanded very soon. You're right above that. You're right above that, Lisa. For those of you that are following the news, I'm sure a lot of you are. Donald Trump's actually, um, he wants to ban them right off the bat. The whole bloody association. You have to clean them out. It's draining the swamp. You got to clean out all the scum in that and the powers, because now the problem is they're actually sharing their power with, different branches of the government, which is very scary, making themselves stronger. They create alliances, right? FBI with CIA, then the Navy, then the police force, and then everything, the military. They have everything. Then the medical, right? And they bring all that, and they have complete control over everything. When there's an emergency, they get more funding. When there's an emergency, they're able to create and to activate the laws for martial law. And then the military gets more control. And then, it just so happens, a pandemic occurs. And then the hospitals get more control. The hospitals get more funding. All that money has to be paid by the American people, right? And that's what's happening. And we hear about things like, you don't have to be a genius, inflation, right? The dollar, that's what's happening. Eventually, silver and gold's going to go up and the dollar is going to go down. I don't really think that there's going to be a takeover with a digital currency. That's just my opinion. It looks pretty grim, I know, but I don't think that they're going to be able to completely shut everything else down. I heard that there are some banks that are going to be open. You know that the big banks are obviously going to remain open. They're not going to close, right? Let's go. How many are we? How many? Oh, yeah, lots of people died. We're about at 87. Lots of dead people. That's what's going on. And he says it with a smile. Man. UFOs a Rico criminal operation. All going to get caught. FBI sure has changed since the days of chasing me law. Yeah. Yeah, they changed. They're sick of chasing you. Kill them all off, man. There's none left. They waste their time with other things now. Now it's about setting up, literally setting up trans shops and schools and stuff like that. But the news is going to change to the good side. It's starting. They're taking some of the books out of the schools now, which was just absolutely mind-blowing, the books that were there. Hard to believe. There's the link, my friends. Our friend Leah posted it. Lisa says, I was recording this huge braid star. The transformation of this shocked me. The detail was something I have never seen before. There's lots of phenomena. When you film a star and you film it several times, often enough, you're going to see things happen where you're going to say, wait a minute. Lots of stuff, eh? Like you'll see explosions, you'll see the star looks like it expands at one point for some reason, and you keep analyzing, you see a whole bunch of characteristics. It really is not just the light in the sky, right? When you analyze a star, boy, they're magnificent. A star can also be as big as a solar system. And Rigel star, I have an incredible picture of Rigel star. It's a 5-star system. And inside of Rigel, I was able to get a straight up shot with my telescope, really nice close up of Rigel. No, it's not even true. It wasn't my telescope. It was my 1000 millimeter Fujifilm camera, right? It was incredible. And you could see the 5 stars in one. Okay. That's crazy. So when you look at a star up in the sky at night and you go, wow, look at all the stars. But each of those stars, some of them are a complete solar system that's even bigger than our solar system here with all the stars that are surrounding it. That's crazy stuff when you think of it. Lakeside Laura, bonsoir. Merci beaucoup. Do tell. My brother Gate Smashers in the house. Steve says, wow, huge contributions almost. Absolutely, Steve. Yes, absolutely. Great, beautiful contributions. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. That's why when that happens, I say, wow, damn it, I got to make some good videos. That's why I continue so much. Alexis Williams, hello to you. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, literally, okay, dude. I know there's a hole, but it turned, and it's true. They say that it literally turned and it faced Earth with a big jet coming out of it, and now it's taking off. As a matter of fact, they said that the supermassive black hole must have been mingling with 2 other black holes, and now that black hole is leaving at high ass speeds outside of the galaxy it came from, which its nose that has a wing on each side of it of fire, plasma from it bending space and time, and the tail behind the black super massive black super hole. Do you know how long it is? I said it in the first stream. 200,000 light years long. Try to wrap your mind around that. I didn't think there was anything in it. I didn't even think the universe was that big. Think of it, 200,000 light years. 1 light years, many millions of kilometers, right? Or I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of kilometers, many millions, I think. So you can imagine 200,000 light year long tail, and the black hole is hauling a whole shitload of stars with it. Actually, it's shitting out stars. That's what it's doing. So in reality, those black holes are creating stars all over the place. The Milky Way, you watch, guys, they're going to change all of science. The science books, remember the science books we used to look at, I don't know, say your dad that used to have in school, the science books? They weren't too bright back in the days, they're going to say. Well, they're going to say the same thing today. Maybe they're going to change the books. They have to change science books, school books, like, big books, maps. At one point, they're going to start changing because they're finding more islands now. Was it Japan? Japan or China said, oh, we find 1,846 new islands. What? Not documented, right? So maybe the Milky Way is a massive tail end of a ginormous black hole that was bigger than our solar system that started shitting out stars on its way as it was leaving the galaxy. They don't know nothing about what's going on out there, actually, at all, I don't think. Hey, Marceliaus. Yeah, we really are. This is because you know why, guys? We're the same people that come back. I'm going up and down this list of a whole bunch of people here, but it's all people that come. Alexis Williams, His Highness. I recognize all these names. Lakeside Laura Usi. Thanks again. Shirley Keela, how's it going? Nice to see you. Shirley Keela, nice to see you. That's so stupid, eh? Darla, thanks again, It's really kind of you. As I'm scrolling down here, what's the address to send my UFO parts to? My house. That's where you got to send them to. Absolutely. You got to send them my way. My way is my way. We're gonna be. What's that? That's Laverne and Shirley. Holy shit. Steve Conley says about Musk, I believe you can't be a billionaire and be accountable for everything everybody does in all your businesses. I agree with that. There always going to be some corruptible, opportunistic jerk somewhere. You're right about that, man. You're absolutely right about that. But it's Elon Musk that wants to dump that water, And that's the maddening part, is that he's supposed to be like, he's acting like God with Twitter, choosing who can be on the platform, who can't be on the platform, which I wasn't really for that. I'm really happy what the hell they did to the woke people, but you're right about that though, Steve. Absolutely. It's a touchy subject. But either way, they can't dump that freaking water. The last Australian, thank you very much. Thanks for being here, you guys. Lots of that. Another Cookie Monster, yeah. Actually, I don't buy any sweets anymore. So that's my major problem. That's why I'm not lying. I said I'm like a camel, because I had started dieting and I was gaining weight. Didn't know about that. Some people, oh, it could be your your gallbladder. It could be this, could be that. I don't give a shit what it is. I'm keeping my parts. I'm not giving away any parts. Depends how much do they give for a spleen. Wake up in the bath with some ice pack on me. What's the weather doing over there, Bruce? It's being retarded. The weather here right now, pretty mild. I would say maybe a couple degrees, 2, 3, 4, 5 degrees maximum. Cold at night though. Absolutely gray. It's been raining all of 2023. It's been really, really bad actually for 2023. Just something absolutely crazy. I'm surprised I was able to tough this long tonight. Yeah, a shrinkflation. Well said. Everything's disappearing here. Hold on till things come back. Margaret says the cookies and biscuits are smaller now. Cream of mushroom soup is essence of mushroom now. Oh yeah. And now, anyways, I can't talk too much about it, but they're starting to put the mRNA in the food now. Something we'll have to be anxious to buy and try. Maybe that way I won't get a strike if I say it that way. King Charles' face is on the pound. Oh no, are you serious? Did they make? Does the coin have two little extra circles on top? No. Mummy, you gotta laugh, because he's a figure. I don't laugh at people with big ears, but he's a figure. Yeah, King Charles. Will they put his face on toilet paper? I had not seen that one. That would be a good one. Actually, you could actually buy that. I saw somebody online that had that. It was toilet paper with the Queen on it, and there was Charles on it. And hey, you guys like Budweiser? I don't like it anymore. I'm changing. Yeah, I'm not even a beer drinker. They're putting Dylan on the can. Do you see that? Nice little gif. Dylan is now CEO of Nike, Budweiser. When you're done here, guys, go look at Chris Rock's video that he just posted. Just write Chris Rock, Budweiser. And go and look at very straightforward way of explaining what he thinks of what Budweiser is doing. MC Pelletier, comment ça va? Les clips, c'est pour qu'ils ne cassent pas, il paraît. Les chips, c'est pour. Ah oui, 10-4. Probablement. On va finir par le savoir. Le seul chip qui va rentrer dans mon corps, c'est un chip of barbecue. That's the only chip that's going to go into my body. Barbecue chips. For sure. Absolutely. That's right, Steve. That's another thing that's changing. The quality of Canadian food, especially the past few years, is going down the shits. I'm honestly, I'm seeing a lot of cutting corners when it comes to the packaging and sending out food and stuff. You got to wonder what the hell's happening. Jordan 73, ¿qué pasa, Bruce? Muy bien, et tú? Muchas gracias por venir a mi canal de investigación. Pour regarder mes vidéos. Oui, Steve. MT's in the house. Come visit the Strassus. Troyes Sodus Decratus. Guys, I have to go to bed. Hello, Bruce. Come visit the States and not the Stratus. Look at it. Oh, my God. My head. 60 degrees and sunny in LA. Wow, Los Angeles. MT, Los Angeles is on my bucket list. It's there's lots of places. California, California. Damn right. I would so love to get up there and see that area. There's Arizona, Nevada desert. Highway 66, as they say, or the extraterrestrial highway. I want to see the little alien. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that I wanted to do. If you know, if I had the money and the balls, I got the balls, but I don't have the money. Get a Harley Davidson, drive down to Daytona with all the bikers when they go down there and they have the runs and the rides. But I would want to go up to Area 51 on a Harley. It was a dream of mine, which I'm probably not going to make it there, but I'll make it up there in maybe an old folks truck or something. Either way, I will get up there. We are not allowed going. I'm not allowed to go to the United States. It can't be done because I didn't. And that's how it is. And when Biden came over here to ask us for some money for Ukraine, which I'm pretty sure that's why he came, when Biden came to talk to Trudeau did turn around and ask him, will Canadians be able, maybe even it's Padiev that asked him, I'm not sure, will Canadians be able to go into the States unvied? And right now, there's a law against it. I couldn't go to the States if I wanted to. Imagine, it's maddening. Keep looking. I'm here. I feel so stupid tonight. No, I had a nice night. It was a late stream that I had with Jeff Benoit. Met some new people and stuff. It was pretty cool. We had a lot of fun. Monkey Bush sounds like a band. Yeah, it does. Like some of the best bands have the silliest names. Eh? The Doors, Rolling Stones. Imagine the guy saying, "Hey guys, I got some badass music. My group and I, we're new. I'm 16 years old, and I look like I look. Like you got to imagine me in pink tights, just about to sing "Button Your Lips." No, ever see him on the stage? Mick Jagger on the stage, guys. Okay, that's what I'm trying to represent. And we called ourselves the Rolling Stones. Oh, interesting. Hard to believe. Turns around. The Rolling Stone today. The Rolling Stones. The Beatles. Think of the name. Like you want to start a band, I'd be like the cyborg alliance of the, you're trying to think of this incredible band name, or the I don't know. What too tired. Some Nat and Storm gave me all your bacon, Gate Smasher. I bought it back for you. I brought it back for you. Passing Clouds. Don't come over my house. Passing Clouds. Come in the community, but don't come over my house. Dang Gremlin. Oh, wow. I haven't heard of them in a while. Gremlins. Right off the bat, when you said Gremlins, I automatically knew that I could not put water on them. It's funny, eh? Go back into my youth, the old movies. The Last Australian says 5G is saturating throughout. Yes, the cult underway. Yep. While the mass is in deep, dangerous hypnosis, unfortunately. Sleeping, the walking dead, I call them. The walking living, the dead living. Keep Earth and away from weapon. Exactly. Pray for all. Sincerity for consciousness. Absolutely. 5G was bad news. They should have never, ever put up the 5G. As a matter of fact, when they put up that 5G, I think that's where all hell broke loose, didn't it? So if I scroll down now all the way, oh, did I see David Donlan? Yes, I did. And Julie Stats is there. Lisa says it would be awesome if you had a corner video going while you chatted about it. Oh yeah, well I can do lots of that. I should have done so. What was I chatting about at that moment? It's all about the copyrights, Elisa. When I show stuff, I got to show my work. When you show, you're not allowed showing any news media because of me, it's monetized. A lot of people do it when they're not monetized. They get away with it. The first stream, that's what I was doing. I was looking at some of the things in the news, but I probably get a strike. You watch. 75 thumbs up. Let's go. As hey, 80 watching. Well, close to closing this. But my same amazing crew came back, and I appreciate it so much. Big Daddy. Typical trucker name, I guess. Break, Big Daddy. This is Little Duck. Go ahead, Little Duck. 73 on the frequency. Do you have, what's your 1020? Over. My 1020 is in the ditch right now, and the 1050 over. Little CB joke. Good. David Donlan is in the house. Thanks, man, for coming by, as always. I'm sure I just skipped over his comment that was higher up. Thank you very much, Julie. Lisa B, we are sending prayers. Thank you, Lisa Eckerly. Lisa B. Leah mentioned it the first stream, and I was like, oh shit, it's true, it's been a little while. There's the coughing now. Yesterday's stream, 4.5 hours. 2 hours this morning. 2 hours tonight. You guys like, hey, because I know there's some people that get stressed out by people coughing. Teacher told me that in school once. I had a cold, I was coughing. It's something in my chest. I'm going to cut this off, guys. And we're back. I guess I never left. Yeah, it came. It cleared. So the teacher was coughing and he said, "Please stop coughing, Mr. Buchanan, asshole." You know what I responded to him? "Sir, that's an abnormal question." He sent me to the office. Imagine, can you stop coughing, please? Fuck no. If I could stop coughing, I wouldn't be coughing, moron. Hey, I hadn't thought of that, sir. Thanks, Mr. Buchanan. Hey, guys, I'm not coughing anymore. All I have to do is stop coughing. That's the only time I was rude is when the teacher went over the limits. All the teachers I had, they were all bad, all very bad teachers, except Miss Darlington. She was a sweetheart. Miss Furcall, she was a sweetheart ish. But the other ones were really, really mean. Miss Niles, grade 4. I got sent to the office. Actually, my mom didn't know that one. I got off pretty good with that one. I called her the army tank. That's what I used to call her. Yeah. She really was an army tank. I used to like showing my research back in the days. That's how I used to stream with my research, and like when I start getting other things there, I'm going to start doing that again, showing stuff and talking about things. It's the problem with what's going on is that I had 2 strikes on the channel, and now they're just striking me. I have to wait another month for another strike to get over, so I'm waiting for that to go by. They closed me down 2 weeks and 2 weeks, all of December. Remember that? 2 weeks at the beginning of December, then 2 weeks at the end of December. The whole month they shut me down, the buggers. Guys, I have an amazing time coming on these streams, and I really appreciate you guys coming by. David Donlin and all the extra support. Don in the house. Hello. Thank you very much. Nice of you to stop by, my friend. Thank you, guys and gals. I've seen a video of some people on the tip of Australia recorded some really loud, strange sounds emitted from the sky. I saw something like that too, towards Antarctica. Anyone else know anything? Remember a couple of years ago, we had started hearing some really strange sounds. I'm sure you saw the videos, Gate Smasher. That's a couple of years ago. China, UK, I guess it was heard around the world, and it was pretty surprising. It sounded like screeching metal, like bending metal. For me, there, it flips me out, guys. Imagine if that's the core in the center of Earth that was slowing down, right? Or I thought those sounds were actually something gigantic, like 2 neutron stars or 2 black holes that collided or something, and that we're hearing that frequency screeching from, imagine like an explosion and a loud bang, but 200,000 light years away. Like, what would it sound like? How long would it take for us to get sound? Would we get any sound? Would we feel the effects? Maybe some of those frequencies that we see over the moon and coming out from deep space. Bruce, do you think there's any human life out there other than Earth? I would say most likely that the life that's out there is probably maybe more human than alien. And of course, if you're a human and you go to another planet and you have children there, like if humans go to the moon and they have children there, their children's DNA will be similar to theirs, but it will be different. And that will be the beginning of a new race, I guess. I would think some of the other races in this universe would be very similar to us. Sure, I believe there are other races, a lot of different races. I believe there's good and evil in everything, both insects, humans, you name it. There's good, there's bad, and probably the same thing would occur in other races. I know for a fact that there's lots of different beings out there. They can't all be breakaway civilizations. Like, think of it. We think of aliens, right? Far away Zeta Reticuli star system, for example, like Bob Lazar said. And we think here, God created us. We're talking theories here. Who says that it's not all the planets or any planet that there's a being on it is human throughout the whole universe? Something even scarier, imagine if Earth, for me, if I was an alien, I would call Earth the fridge. It's where things stay cool, like food, like humans. Maybe all the created beings that are in our universe were maybe created through human DNA. So they would take human DNA, they would splice the DNA, they would, create synthetic DNA. Elon Musk said it himself with and scientists too. With a synthetic DNA, you can create anything. We can grow wings on human beings with synthetic DNA. Absolutely anything. 17 eyes, 20 ears, anything we want, any way we want it with synthetic DNA. Anything that can be done. It's just a matter of finding the right elements and the recipe. Is anything and everything can be created. That's a scary thing when you think of it, eh? Eyes wide open, 3045. Thank you for being here. Absolutely. And I never felt that I had to know who God was or who it was or, what he does or how he did it. I still pray to God. I always have. I see myself as being more spiritual. Sure, maybe I don't go to church, but it's not because I'm discriminating it. Just I don't feel that I have to be able to be close to God. But Leah, thank you. Thank you very much. Love you for it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Generous contributions. I like the sun hum, wonder why. The sun, well, the sun is a part of our lives. Maybe we wouldn't be the same type of people if there wasn't any sun. Maybe we wouldn't be alive if there wasn't any sun on us. The sun could be what activates our soul. Do you know that scientists, professional, Leah, thanks again. Professional scientists have no freaking idea how consciousness works. Do you know that? Do you know that it's not your brain? I confirm this. This is a fact there. I did the research. Brains do not create artists. Do you know that? Unique artists or painters, that doesn't come from your brain, because your brain does not create that or permit you to create it. It's from an outside source. You will ask a professional, you read about it, do the research, and they will tell you that creativity, artistry comes from something outside. For me, that is the most beautiful thing that anyone could ever say. It's proof that there's something else out there. It doesn't come from the human brain. The human brain is a filter processing information and data. Going to store as much data as it can inside its files and drawers, but then some stress occurs, fall in love with too many women, have some problems with a neighbor, and that's it. All your files are filled. That's what you'll do the rest of your life. You got to keep some files open. I've been cleaning out my brain for the past almost empty now, keeping a few cells, a few brain cells. That's it. To get by, to do the rest. Really want to thank you all for stopping by tonight. Julie Stats, I've been having fun watching since I got here at 8. I hear the ghosts messing with you, Bruce, 2 times now. That's a little scary that you say that, because I've been having a lot of paranormal activity here this week and last week. A lot of paranormal activity. And different, a little different. I would never by myself in a room alone yell out that I want a ghost to appear or that I want a demon to appear so I can see it for the first time in my life. That's not something I ever went through. I've seen a lot of things around me, and some pretty scary emotional stuff that happened to me. It defies all laws of physics, makes no sense whatsoever. And I was very happy to witness that, because it's proof that we live in a matrix. And now I understand what they mean by the matrix, because not everybody understands what you mean by the matrix, right? We don't live in an illusion. We live in a physical illusion. I'll say, like Albert Einstein said, a convincing illusion, because it is very convincing. The Matrix is very convincing. This power outage of 52 hours put me back a few steps. What a time. I believe it. I absolutely believe it. And I hope you didn't lose too much food, Darla. That's really unfair. Leah, thank you so much. Guys, you want a picture or a poster of a base on your wall? It's anyway, it's a ghost town. Don't worry, there won't be too much activity there. I think I only sold two items or three items, but it doesn't matter. That's love. But you guys can check it out. I started that because a few of you wanted to have a base on the wall. Bruce, get a picture so we can put it on our walls and sell it, and we'll buy it from you. It's there if anyone's interested. Now, don't go there for nothing if you don't want a base on your wall, but if you actually, it's a hell of a good conversation, old piece. I guarantee you. Like Alex Jones shirts. Alex Jones for president. You made a shirt. I love the guy. Hummingbirds. There you go. That's one hell of a cool anti-gravity in nature, eh? They're like this. Wings are going to town, and they're going like this. It's amazing, eh? The control they have. You wouldn't think with the wings flapping like that, they would have that much control. Thank you, Julie Stats, for the generous contributions, you guys. Creepin' Jay, how's it going, man? Good evening. In Soviet Russia, you don't play piano. Piano play you. In Soviet Russia, you don't sleep in bed. Bed sleep in you. Creepin' Jay, how's it going, brother? You rock, Darla. Heather Bruce is all in Western Scotland. Hey, welcome. Thank you very much, Heather. Nice to see you. For about 10 days of the month, we got Nibiru rise about 20 minutes before true sunrise. Wow. Beautiful, illuminated, deep red swaths across the sky. You know, some people have encountered this. I've seen literally with their own eyes a second sun. Last year in 2022 in Montreal, I don't know if Elias saw this, but there was at 9:30 at night along the highway. It was along the 19 or the 9, I think the 19, either way, on the outskirts of Montreal, in Montreal, wherever, a second sun at 9:30 at night. It was the same size as the regular sun, and it was seen very low on the horizon. And apparently, they said that large object around Earth. So we were talking about this just in the last stream, and what we often do. Are there other celestial objects around Earth? I confirm there are. They say that there are. Are there more than they say? It could very well be. Probably quite a few objects around the sun, I would say. You guys rock. Thank you so much. If you want to stop climate change, stop screwing with the weather. You said it, Max Vision, remote viewing class, awesome channel name. You're right. You're absolutely right about that, because that's what they're doing. They're literally trying to play God, aren't they? Oh, no, I didn't see that, Julie. Hey, this is the quietest I've been at a stream, guys. Not talking for. I wonder how long it would be that I don't talk. I don't go very long, except when I go play my eye. Governments will never disclose anything. Well, they won't disclose anything voluntarily, surely. You're right about that. But it happens often enough that they get caught and they have to say certain things, and the information is leaked out by the inside because of jealousy or whatever the reason. Often people, um, things can take a very big turn. Say to yourself, in the government, most of the government people have no clue and have nothing to do with what's going on the moon. You know that, eh? Most of them. But the ones that find that out, they'll bring the information out. I believe the information will be leaked out. But you're very right. The governments will never disclose anything deliberately. But when you take over a government, sometimes they have to speak up. And I think that's what's in the process right now, actually. Donnie Foster, how's it going, brother? Hey, Bruce, the moon was awfully bright. Hey, in central Illinois, Cali, yesterday night. You're absolutely right about that one. Okay, central Illinois. Right. Cal. Illinois. Where's Illinois? Central Illinois. It's not in California, right? I hope not, because I'm a little mixed up. Donnie, yesterday, moon was so bright. It was the brightest I've ever seen it in any night of viewing in any year of my life. Yesterday was the bluest sky. 11 midnight last night, the sky was bright blue and there was a lot of light beaming down from the moon onto the balcony. And get this, through the slits of my fence, my balcony and back, light beams coming through from the moon. I think it was pretty incredible. Yesterday, I noticed you're right dead on about that, Donnie. It was the brightest I think I've ever seen the moon in my life, and it wasn't full. Imagine. Oh yeah, Shirley, 100%. Yep, he's definitely part of Klaus Schwab. As a matter of fact, I would say he's his left arm because, as Klaus Schwab said, we have infiltrated the Canadian cabinets with the young Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who has permitted me to infiltrate the Canadian piece of shit. I can't stand the guy, either one of them. Build back better. Remember they all said that? Build back better. All the countries, one after the other, is like, build back better. They're all indoctrinated. All indoctrinated. Thank you so much for stopping by, everybody. Regis, everybody, thanks for the generous contributions, honestly. Justin Branch is here. Morning, Moon family. You all know who you are. Right on, Justin. Love you, man. Hi to you, the kids, and the family, of course. Heard a lot of strange things being seen in the skies. Last couple of days, we're not alone. You're right about that, Donnie. That's a good one. It's getting pretty crazy in the sky. I've heard so many things. Good Friday to you too, Max Vision's remote viewing class. Thank you very much. Good Friday can be viewed as a representation or timing of the Christic oil in us crossing into the optic thalamus to die or rest for 3 days before resurrecting. Thanks for doing the research, my friend. Thanks, Elias. Yeah, man. Um, so much help. Regis also helped the telescope contributions, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. That is 100% for sure. And of course, I'm very sorry if I've missed any of your comments. We had an amazing live stream, guys. An amazing live stream. More to come, more videos to come. I'll be doing a French live stream tomorrow. For those of you that are interested, maybe hearing me speak French, or you want to come by and say hello, speak English, and just say hi, Bruce. Not going to stay for long because I don't understand what the hell you're saying. I would suggest, since it's free, subscribe to my friend's channel as a backup channel. The French channel has been at 15.9 thousand subscribers since 2020, and it went from 2020 15.9, now at 16.9 3 years later. So I got 1,000 subscribers in the past 3 years on the French channel. I would suggest that you subscribe to it as my second backup channel, because if ever I disappear here, I have the members and everything on the other one in French. I change the name, boom, we're back to Bruce Sees All, and that's it. I'll make a French and English a channel. Gate Smasher, Lisa Eckerly, everybody, Regis, Leah, Astral Realm. Thanks for coming by, my friends. The sun was so hot today that I had to go swimming. You bugger. Not quite yet here, but it's getting there. It's actually getting there. Thanks for the inspiration, everybody. Thanks for the amazing comments and contributions. DT, nice and sunny in NW, UK. Thank you very much, DT, for being here. Full power outage on Thursday all day here in Perth, Western Australia. I don't like hearing about that, Justin. He's probably gone by now. Took an hour to answer, the poor guy. Cricket paste. Oh, yeah, on the wraps, eh? No thanks. I'll stick to my junk food. And I'm not talking about real junk food, just everything I'm eating. Everything that we eat here on Earth is junk food. I won't either, Donnie. You could be sure. I'm going to last longer than all y'all. I'll be the only one not eating. Bruce hasn't eaten in 4 days. Nope, ain't eating any crickets. I'll be the last one walking on this earth. Yes, I know. Cricket infestation. That's what happens when Bruce gets up. The crickets come on. I could just see the day that I die and have a heart attack because I go off screen and everyone's just posting crickets, and everyone finds out the next day he was dying on the floor and we're posting crickets. That's right, Donnie. They don't. I'm happy you guys say it because I'm not even allowed talking. I got a medical strike for saying it because it was on my own channel. You're right about that. Crickets have parasites too. It's toxic. It'll kill you. That's what I say. Crickets are not good for humans. You can't eat them. First concerts the Beatles played in America. They Max Vision, thanks. They almost walked off stage. That's interesting. That rings a bell too. They could not hear through the screen. Oh yeah. I remember that one. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the girls screaming like that. They must have been afraid of the girls at one point. There was it's like the craziest man in the world is not like the woman that were there at the Beatles. And then the trend of the panties came off. They were taking off their panties, those girls, and they were whipping them up on stage, stapling messages and phone numbers to them. I wish I was on that stage. No, I wouldn't know what to do. Too much fame's no good, right? No thanks. You can all keep them. Beatles were manufactured and were put together as a boy band. Yep. You said it. Tavistock. Oh, you know that. You know about that then. No, absolutely not. They're never a band. None of them can sing. As a matter of fact, there's not many real bands out there. Before I leave, the Monkees are not a real band. There was lip sing. There was no drum playing. The guy was so mad because he didn't want the drums. He wanted to be a guitarist, but he played the drums instead. Then they came out with an actual song, the Monkees, that became popular because they had to make a song because there was no song. It was all pretend. It was pretending to sing along. And they were disappointed with that, right? I just call to say, yeah, right. He's not blind. Did you see him catch the microphone during We Are the World when Paul McCartney got up running to head towards the piano to go play his part on the piano? Okay. You know how he goes, right? The blind. I'm not making fun of blind. I'm doing Stevie Wonder, right? Da da dum dum da da. So he's going like this, okay, not looking anywhere, right? Like he's like glasses, and he's looking up. That's to make people believe he's blind. Like, how do I make people believe I'm blind? Just look up. You know why you look up? Because if you look at people going by, you have a tendency of turning your head. And Stevie Wonder, that's exactly what he did. People that don't believe me, go look on YouTube. Stevie Wonder's not blind. Shaq O'Neal said he wasn't blind. Elton John said he wasn't blind. Elton John doesn't really play his own music either. Did you know that? All lip sync guys. Ever hear Elton John play in on stage and actually sing? I saw Elton John ask the people that were in the audience what the words were to one of the songs because he didn't remember the lyrics to one of his songs. Well, that happens to me a lot too, but I'm not Elton John. Stevie Wonder caught a microphone, and it's a microphone on a stand. It goes up, and it's got, you know, in the center here, it passes in the back, and it goes up. It's a microphone stand. Microphone stand goes up, and Stevie Wonder runs by. Sorry, not Stevie Wonder. Paul McCartney runs by. It's right on YouTube. And Stevie Wonder went like this, was going like this. And when Paul went by, he followed him like that. And then he hit the microphone stand. Paul kept going, didn't even know he had hit the microphone stand. And Stevie Wonder went like this and went out and grabbed and physically grabbed the microphone stand and put it back upwards. Stevie Wonder did that. He took Elton John's Skidoo for a ride. He says, "You want to go for a ride?" Actually, was it? Yeah, the Skidoo for a ride. And he asked him if he wanted to go for a drive. Elton John sat in his car. Stevie Wonder started backing up, right? Like in the mirror, right? And then all of a sudden, Elton John's like, "Hey, wait a minute. You serious?" He goes, "You better drive. I don't have my license with me." He's not blind. Stevie Wonder's not blind. These people were set up to make money, to rake in money. I don't believe that they probably don't even have any of their own money. It's all the cabal that have those people that made them rich and made them famous and popular. I mean, don't wonder me when I hear Hope Gangnam Style. When I see that video that got 386,000 trillion million views, you go, how? It's because they deliberately send the traffic there, so those people will get revenue and will get money because they're here for a reason. They're here to portray something. They're here for subliminal messages. You know, all the girls that are older now that were young when you girls were watching the Beatles at a young age, all the elderly people. Do you remember that? You know, watching the Beatles. All of you young people back in those days, today, when you're older, a lot of people that used to listen to the Beatles have always told me, people said they were the devil. People said that you play the records backwards and there were messages. There were many subliminal messages. They were subliminal. They themselves were subliminal. Everybody have an amazing evening. I'm rambling on about silly things. And again, thanks for the incredible contributions and support in any way that you can to support the channel. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you all on the flip side. Bye-bye for now. Be sure to watch the next video and leave a comment. Thanks, guys.